Welcome everybody, it's me, Garmanza92, and we are in on the new series of the MotoGP 23 game. We are going to start a career mode in this video. I hope you like it. If you do, please hit that thumbs up button and leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and my content if you haven't subscribed already. And if you do subscribe, thank you so much for subscribing and supporting me, my channel and my videos. And don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any of them as they drop onto YouTube. So yeah, we are back today showing a brand new series. I have done a first impressions video, or I had recorded a first impressions video. However, when I then went on and had a look at the coverage of that recording, it would appear that for some reason or another the resolutions had changed. I hadn't set the right resolutions when setting it up, so unfortunately that meant it was all a little bit skew-whiff. So I'll just try and run you through a little bit of what I did in that session. So you get a game experience thing come up where you've got 5 options for those that haven't seen it already, and you've basically got the options of rookie, classic, competitive and extreme. I have gone for extreme, but the only thing I'm changing is the transmissions. I'm going to go with an automatic transmissions for now. Maybe it's something we can get used to. I haven't really ever used manual transmissions on these games, so for me it's just a little bit too much for me to keep up with. As you can see there, obviously a lot of people won't have put times in, so not saying my time's that amazing, but at the moment we are third. We did a lap on the MotoGP machine. You do a lap with Bagnaia as your test, for which sort of setup that you should go for. You can test each game experience for yourself to see what you think is going to be the better option for you. We tested extreme, and yeah, it was just a little bit too much to do for me. A little bit too much for me to think about when we were trying to change gear, get your ride height device and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, as for where we are now, we are on semi-automatic. I then jumped into a time trial for, I just want to try and see if I can show you. We did a time trial on the Yamaha around Silverstone, and we got a 0203. Now this was like 3 laps. We did 3 laps around here, and that's the lap time we got for that one. I then jumped on the gas machine for Moto 2, and we went round Jerez, I believe it was, and we managed a 0:42.7, so not a bad time. Again, about 4 laps for that one, and then as you could see, I did a Moto 3 time trial on the Vision track around, was it Mugello? Yeah, Mugello for third. Obviously, Mugello is where the MotoGP guys are this weekend, so hopefully we're going to be into a good race. It's a weekend for racing today. We've got the TT this weekend, which is today, but obviously tomorrow for when this video goes out, and there is a sprint race today for MotoGP, and obviously tomorrow is the big race, but it will be yesterday for when this video is released. So I have created, I'm just going to show you our rider. So we have a standard, or not a standard, I've got a different number for this year. Just fancied something a little bit different. We've got my standard Pokemon Crash helmet that I quite like. We've got the 92, our number on the back there. We've gone for the Sneak logo, but I've attempted to try and create a Year of the Bunny logo there, which is their current sort of deal package that they're doing at the moment, and it's got the 92 of our number on the top of the crash helmet there. So with that, we are all ready to start our career. You've obviously got lots of different options. We've got the standard Grand Prix Championship time trial. Obviously we've got the career that we're going to look at today. You've still got the tutorials and the MotoGP Academy. If it's something that you guys want to see me go through the tutorials and the MotoGP Academy, let me know, stick it in the comments, and we'll do a series about that as well. But for now, we are going to focus on the new career mode. So here we go then. This is obviously our rider. This is just where you get to finalise what your rider is going to look like. And for now, that is what our rider is going to look like. We're going to go for the pink. Just going to make sure we've got the right pink here, because I did do these later dates. So now they're both the same. Yeah, so that's our rider. That's what we're going to look like. Let's confirm that in. So here we go then. Debut season. Compete in the final races of the Moto3 to prove your value and win yourself a saddle. Are you fast enough to race in MotoGP? Define your career. MotoGP 23 career is marked by key moments that will define your season. Placing podiums and victories will allow you to change your experience in the World Championship even radically. Status and reputation, even placing. Every placing will contribute to making yourself known inside the paddock. If you want to race for the most prestigious teams, increase your status and fulfill the team objectives. The dream bike. During the market window, you can express your World Championship motorbike and team preferences, but remember, you will have to convince them on and off the track that you are the right choice for their ambitions. Continuously evolving, your rivals' abilities evolve gradually with each season, carrying forward your story in the World Championship. And then new roads. At the end of the debut season, you can decide whether to continue your career or start a new one in Moto3, Moto2 or MotoGP. So, let's dive straight in here and just have a look at what we're going to be faced with. So it looks like we're going to start on the CIP power machine, and we got to finish in front of I can't remember his first name. It's Yamanaka. We can go to feeds here. Look, we've got a feeds thing on the right hand side. So we've got Yamanaka. We're at the last races of the season, and despite a good debut, I don't think that S. Garmin has any chance of finishing in front of me. The standings are clear. It won't be easy to change results. We're going to respond here. My final position in the standing matters to a certain extent. The objective is still to do well and convince the teams to my ability. My objective is to stand out for the crowd, get noticed, and find a good bike for next season. It doesn't matter who's in front, the important thing is to tear them down. I'm going to go for that, I think. Try and be a little bit more aggressive in our Moto3 career, and yeah, try and shut up Yamanaka there, because that's a bit bash from Yamanaka. So we are in the Malaysian Grand Prix, the Sepang International Circuit. Looks like we've got within two, we've got to finish in front of Yamanaka in the standings. So we've got the Malaysian Grand Prix and the Qatar Grand Prix. The attention of everyone in the paddock is focused on the latest Moto3 races, where S. Garmin has the chance to win an important contract. So here we go then. We've got practice 1, practice 2, practice 3. Qualifying is all going to be wet, which is great. And then the race is going to be dry. So, I mean, I'm probably only going to go... Let's stick a whole weekend in there just to get used to this game, because the physics on this game are a lot different. I believe, let me know if you think differently, but I believe Moto 2 is the easiest for physics. The difference for the physics that they've got in this game, when you start to accelerate, the bike wants to lift, which in all fairness is quite realistic to real life. But yeah, let's just say it's not easy. So, you get a little bit of something that we didn't get in the last one. You do get the can't think of the word that there'd be, but you get tips. That's the one I'm looking for. Tips and comments in your loading screens that you can read. Try and say, oh, that's very wet, isn't it? We do have variable conditions. I am slightly concerned that my first race or my first practice sessions are going to be wet, so it does reckon it's going to dry out. We're a rising star. We've got to finish in the top 15 and in front of Yamanaka in the standings. So let's just start with our ECU. What do we got here? So I'm going to try traction control 3, engine braking 5, power mapping 3. Guided setup, acceleration, progress, low acceleration. I like to change that for Moto 2 and Moto 3 just to make it a little bit easier on ourselves coming out of those corners. So I'm going to jump straight out to track and try and get used to this game a little bit and get used to this track. And obviously the bike's the first time we've used a CIP bike. I believe they're a Honda anyway. No, they're not. They're a KTM. So yeah, get used to the KTM. We've only done laps on the Vision Track Honda team. So let's see how we get on round here. And I will jump back in with everybody once we have finished practice and probably headed into qualifying to see where we can qualify and see if we can get anywhere near Yamanaka so that we can gain some points on him in this race. Okay, so not the best. Obviously, it's been quite wet. We haven't been able to get a decent lap in, so I'm not really going to show you where we are because we're not. We were a little bit quicker in one session, but not as quick as they went in the first session. So you can see there the combined lap, their fastest laps are a 2:12.7, which I've got nowhere near getting. But that could be just because it's our first season. So we are going to go through Q1 then. Q1 looks to be extremely wet. Let's do this. Let's see where we're going to end, shall we? So we're going to go straight out and try and get a lap in here. Here we go then. We're going to cross the line. That is not a very good lap at all. 1:27.1. That isn't going to be quick enough. Do we have enough fuel to get another lap in is the question. Much better first sector there. I'm really pushing here. Not very comfortable in this game in the wet yet at all. Get off of them curbs. Here we go, come on. Much better lap here. Right, okay, so we're going to cross the line. Much better time. Set this time round a 1:25.6. I'm going to have to get back to the pits now because we are almost out of fuel. But we've got 6 seconds of this session left, and we're currently sitting 2.5 seconds in front. So we did have to pace for Q2 in the end. We just needed to put it all together. Okay. That was tough, to be fair. The 1:25.6 we did set. We were much quicker in our last lap of that qualifying session. However, we couldn't get it to stick. Made a mistake and ended up losing it. So, yeah. We are through to Q2. So, we do still have the opportunity to be up there and try and get as close to Yamanaka as we possibly can. So there we are. You can see Yamanaka number 6 is obviously in this session as well. So we need to be looking at where Yamanaka is and see if we can get close to him. So we are going to go for fresh set of wet tyres. Fresh set of wet tyres. The only thing I would like to change is the position. You get a lot of oversteer in the corners, so let's see if that makes a difference there. And see if that just makes it a little bit easier for us to sort a lap out. Right, here I go then. Out onto track. Let's see where we can get in this Q1 session. Right. Now then. We cross the line to start our first flying lap of this session. I do have a feeling we are going to be nowhere near the top in this wet session, but can we get anywhere clear, or anywhere near, not clear, to Mr. Yamanaka? Didn't want to be on that inside curb there. Oh, a little bit aggressive in there. Where we made the mistake on our last lap of qualifying 1. Out the corner. Feels very slow through there all the time. Okay, here we go then. Excuse me, down the back straight. Approaching that final corner now. What's the lap time as we cross? A 25.6. Pretty much the same sort of lap time that we did last time round. Can we get any better than that in this lap? Okay, so we are struggling quite a bit here. We have qualified down in last place. The rain is very difficult. Very difficult in the rain. Luckily, hopefully the track is going to remain dry. It does say it's going to remain dry, so we're going to go medium front, hard rear. And hopefully we can try and get in front of this, in front of a couple of riders here, and get a decent start and try and claim some of them points back on Yamanaka that we need. So let's see how we do here. This could be quite difficult. Let's get straight out onto the grid. So we're looking for Yamanaka. Looks like Yamanaka is in P7. So he is 4 rows in front of us. And he's got a soft rear tyre in. Okay, come on then. Here we go then. Clutches up, revs are on. And as soon as those lights go out, we are to start this Malaysian Grand Prix. Here we go then. We're going to maintain our 18th position down this main straight. We've got the KTM up the inside. We're going to go up the inside of all of these and brake ourselves slightly. A couple of nudges. Be on the outside for this bit, or the inside for this corner. Can we get up the inside of the LS11's place here? No, we can't. He shuts the door. Very well, actually. He shut the door very well on us there. We've got 13 laps of this Grand Prix. Up the inside there, taking so much corner speed away from us. So hard to get the power out of the corners now with this this new physics type. Dive bomb. Look at that, look. They can get the acceleration. We can't. It's going to get up the inside of us here. Oh, big nudge there from Sasaki. We can see Yamanaka there in the first lap. We are making some inroads here in this dry condition. Finally, a bit of dry racing. We are sticking up the slipstream of Dennis Onchu, braking a lot earlier there. Not the best position to be going through that corner. We got back into the slipstream of Yamanaka though. We go up the inside of Yamanaka into this corner. Protect that inside line there. Whoa! That tarped a little bit sharper than normal. Up the inside of Masia. Masia holding that inside line now. We're going to repay that favour. Oh, that's a bit of a dive bomb. Nice power out of that corner. That wasn't too bad there. So we try and sit. I know I'm not commentating a lot here, but this is our first official race of this Moto 3 season. So we're going to go round the outside of Chevy Artigas there as he takes. That is something the AI do in this game. I have noticed already. They brake a hell of a lot earlier. Only problem is we've just lost a bit of time coming out of that corner now. 2:16.1 is the fastest lap. My lap there was a 2:16.5, so 0.4 of a second off. We've been battling, so no. What was all that about? I've just realised we're minus 3 laps of fuel. I haven't looked at my fuel at all, so we're going to have to run power mapping 1 a little bit here just to try and earn some of that fuel back. saved a lot of fuel in that lap. We're going to do another lap of fuel saving. Now currently we've got 3.2 seconds to Suzuki in front. We are now on equal level fuel, so I'm going to stick it into power mapping 2 and try and run that for a little bit and see if we can make this time up a little bit. I've shown you guys the first 3 laps. I'm not going to keep you all here for the 13 laps because it'll be a bit boring. We are obviously in a little bit of a battle with Kelslow, but I'm kind of hoping in this lap and the next we can slightly pull away from him and potentially look at catching up with Taito Suzuki in front of us here. Right, here we go. We are on lap 6 now of this Malaysian Grand Prix, and we have, after about half a lap maybe of Kelso holding us up slightly, chucking in some rather risque moves, we should say, we have managed to catch on to the back of Suzuki here, who's not going to make it easy for us, of course. We've dropped off a little bit in this lap actually, because we've had to start using a bit of power mapping 2 there. We will pick it up in these corners though, or the entry to these corners at least. KTM versus Honda here. Here we go, come on. These are the sort of corners that we can make a bit of time up on. If we can get right close to him for this back straight, we'll be laughing, I think. We should get a little bit of slipstream, but I think we're just a little bit too far back. Depending on the braking areas, which is where you can make most of your time up in this game at the moment, before they start tweaking the AI ever so slightly, you can literally just do a bit of that. We'll switch to power mapping 3 as we come down here. We've got nearly a lap extra of fuel. We now have 5.4 seconds to third place. Now, I'm not entirely sure I'm going to be able to catch up with that, but we're going to give it a go anyway, of course. It would appear Danny Holgado is pretty much clearing off here and beginning to check out. A 2:15.7 is his quickest lap. A 2:16.4 is mine, so that just goes to show you he's about 7 tenths, almost a second quicker than we are. But we've got 4.7 seconds now to, I think it's Diego Moreira. So I'm going to get my head down again here and see if we can get some of this pace, or continue with this pace at least, and see if we can close down another bike rider here. Here we go. We have managed to get onto the back of Diego Moreira now. Switch it to power mapping. Actually, no, I'm not going to switch it to power mapping 3 because we've only got 0.1 of laps of fuel, and we should be okay to make a lunge into this final corner from where the AI brake to where we brake. Bit like that. Our last couple of laps have actually been a 2:16.0, so we've increased our pace by nearly 4 tenths, 5 tenths of a second. So here we go. We now have 3.8 seconds to Ortola in front and 8.4 seconds to Holgado in first place. I do not believe we are going to be able to catch up with Holgado. I think we could possibly catch up with Ortola, but I think that might be a bit of a tall ask as well, if I'm honest. It's a very small possibility, but obviously we're going to give it a go. We've got enough fuel The tyres are feeling good. We've only got 4 laps left. 5 laps left, technically. 4.5. Yeah, so again, I'm going to get my head down. Obviously, I've shown you guys our overtakes. We pretty much overtake on the same space for a lot of it because of the braking in this. For some reason, the AI decided to brake a lot earlier. We messed that corner up completely. Picked up our first track limits warning. Yeah, so 4-second gap. Let's see if we can get that down. If not, I'll show you my last lap as we finish our first Grand Prix of our career. Here we are. We are 2 or 1 and a bit laps left of this Grand Prix, and we have managed to get onto the back of Ivan Artola with, if I'm honest, a couple of bad laps. So I don't know if he's got a bit of a problem here. Maybe he's suffering from tyre wear, but it seems the 116.3 was enough for us to catch up with him here. We had a 17 and an 18. A 2.17 and a 2.18, of course. But yeah, they are not the best of laps there. But we're doing alright here. We're 1.1 seconds behind Artola. So we did lose a little bit through that sector. Not going to be close enough to make a challenge into this corner. Well, get off them curbs. Here we go then, final lap. Can we get up to second place? We are currently 7 points in front of Yamanaka. We are on the final lap of a 13-lap Grand Prix here. A lot more laps than we are used to doing for a Grand Prix. Oh, Ivan Artola going a bit wide there. Here we go. Can we break away and try and make a move on Ivan Artola into this last lap? He goes a little bit wide on the exit of that corner as well. Touch of the curves, that's not too bad. We will take him onto this corner. Purposely tried to pick that line, to try and pick up the speed as we came out the corner. That hasn't worked in my favour at all, if I'm honest. It's going to be a battle between us and Artola in these last couple of corners here. We might have just got the edge though around this sector on Mr. Artola, who's absolutely no slouch, has to be said. Is a very, very good rider. But we are on the final lap, and our first Grand Prix looks to be a second place finish with Danny Holgado, in all fairness to him, stealing the show with an amazing 6.8 second lead. As we come down the main straight now for the Malaysian Grand Prix, and across the line. Our first race and our first podium as well, so very good from us there, with a 16.0 being our quickest lap of the race. Technically slower than the 3rd and 4th place, but I think they had the pace at the beginning. Yamanaka, however, finishing in 10th, 22.9 seconds behind us. So, a very good finish for us. As you can see there, we are now 7th, 10 points in front of Yamanaka, with still one race to go in the championship for this objective that we've got here. So, our rider there celebrating in Parc Ferme, as he should do for a P2. That's a pretty good result from us. So here we go, we get the rewards. We almost reach newcomer there. This is pretty cool. Okay, so what can we do from here? So you've got your standings over on the right hand side there. We've got our status, which is of course rookie. We can't actually change any of that just yet. So we can go to feed here. We got Suzuki. I have to say that Sam's second place complicates our lives somewhat, but I will try to counteract already at Losail. Let's respond. The second place gives us a bit of a boost. We worked well, and now we can hold our own against our rivals in the race. I don't want to get used to second place podiums. Next race, I need to raise the bar. No, we're going to be positive about that second place. That was a good second place. So that is it for today's race. We completed our objective and gained some points on our rival. We head to Losail, which I believe is the last race that we need to do for this little championship moment that we've got here. So yeah, hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button and leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and my content if you haven't subscribed already. And if you do subscribe, thank you so much for subscribing and supporting me, my channel and my videos. And don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of them as they drop onto YouTube. And I shall see you all in the next video.